This is my audience today. Okay. Hopefully you can see me good. Okay. Hello everyone. Have you ever had a day where your heart was racing before a test, your stomach was aching, or you couldn't get sleep because you were too stressed out or you had too much on your mind? Everyone experiences stress at some point in their lives. Everyone deals with it, whether it comes from school, work, sports, relationships, or just everyday life. And small amounts of stress can be good because it can motivate you to do things, but as soon as it is too much stress, it is bad for your body. The American Psychological Association explains that stress affects all systems within the body. And this one sentence shows just how powerful stress can be. Today, I'll be talking about the effects that stress has on the brain, the nervous system, our physical health, and our mental well-being. So first, when we experience stress, our body goes into what is called the fight or flight mode. And the fight or flight mode is our body's way of protecting ourselves from danger. So when we go into fight or flight mode, our brain signals to our body to release hormones. These hormones are known as cortisol and adrenaline. And these hormones prepare our bodies to react quickly. So our heart rate's faster, we get a boost of energy, and this can be helpful in certain situations short term. But long term, this is so overwhelming for our brains and our nervous system that we start to shut down. The Harvard Health Establishment explains that chronic activation of this survival mechanism impairs health because the body stays in stress mode, and this begins to be harmful for our bodies. Chronic stress can lead to difficulty staying focused, recalling information, making decisions, and it can also cause headaches, dizziness, and increase the risk of anxiety and depression. Second, stress causes physical changes. It's not just within your mind, although it can feel like it just is sometimes. It affects almost every body system. The main body system that is affected by stress is the cardiovascular system. Stress hormones constantly elevate our heart rate and blood pressure, which can lead to an increased risk of heart disease and other health problems. Stress can also affect the digestive system. People can experience stomach aches, nausea, loss of appetite, and even overeating. Long term, this can lead to what is known as acid reflux or irritable bowel syndrome. And according to the Agency for Toxic Substance and Disease Registry, which is part of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, it states that the whole body is affected by chronic stress. And this reminds us that stress is more than just a mental feeling, it has real physical effects as well. And stress also weakens our immune system. So this means when we get sick, we have a hard time fighting off those viruses, so leading to us to be sick longer. Or if we aren't sick, we have a higher chance of getting sick. Our muscles are also affected from stress because when people are experiencing stress, they hold tension within their muscles, mainly our shoulders and our back, which can lead to soreness and fatigue. So that's not good. And finally, stress can become so overwhelming that it affects the way people behave. Under high stress, people become very irritable, frustrated, and emotionally drained, and this can lead to feelings of fatigue, low motivation, and even burnout. So easy things like having conversations, going to school or sports, they can all become so overwhelming and not fun anymore. In some cases, chronic stress can lead to serious mental health problems like anxiety and depression, and when this happens, it affects the way the relationships people have. And this happens because people become very withdrawn or short-tempered, and that's why finding ways to manage stress is so important. So you can exercise, get enough sleep, spend time with your loved ones, and find relaxation techniques. These are all good ways to help reduce stress and keep your physical and mental health healthy. The American Heart Association reminds us that stress contributes to high blood pressure, heart disease, and even stroke. And this is why using these techniques is so important. With that being said, yes, stress is normal and most everyone experiences at some point, but too much stress is not good for your body. And remember that stress affects our brain, our nervous system, our physical health, and our mental health. Thank you for listening. And here is my audience.